So welcome to the part two of metallurgy. So in this session, we'll be extending the extraction of aluminium from bauxite. Okay. So in the last video, we have already done the Bayer's process. If you have not watched that, then please do watch it. Now we'll be talking about some of the difficulties which we faced. Okay. So till now we have talked about the step one. Can you see here? I'm underlining the step one. So in the step one, we had the Bayer's process. The Bayer's process itself consists of three steps. Okay, so the three steps I've made the flow chart also below. So now we'll move on to the some of the difficulties that we are facing in the step two. So let's write it down. So this is step number two. So write down step two. What was step two? In the step two, we were supposed to so in the step two, we were supposed to reduce the metallic oxide to its metal. Why? Because we are having the metallic oxide now. We have to do what? I'll write it here. We have to reduce the metallic oxide to metal. Yes or no? Because we are having the oxide now, isn't it? Can you see the oxide of aluminum Al2O3 we are having from the Bayer's process, and we need to do what? We need to convert it to
Metal.
oxygen, and taking out of oxygen, reduction of oxygen is called what? It's called
Oxidation.
Oxidation.
reduction. Yeah.
Nice.
Reduction.
No, reduction. Reduction is
Reduction.
called
Why not?
reduction. Yeah. So so let's start. So what do we have to do in this? We have to convert Al2O3 to Al. So let's start with the process now. There were some difficulties we are facing. Okay. So first, write down the difficulties. Difficulties. So let's difficulties. Very important point, guys. Please do make note of this. Okay. Yeah. So the difficulties. The difficulty number one. Aluminium. Let's write it in short form only. Al loves O2. Okay, it is in love with oxygen, so it does not want to get rid of it. It has a high affinity for oxygen. Therefore, write down therefore here. Therefore, no reducing agent can no reducing agent can reduce Al2O3 to Al. Understood? Therefore, no reducing agent can be used. So, what are the type of reducing agent that we can use? So, the reducing agents like carbon is a good reducing agent, like carbon monoxide of no use now. Understood? So, let's move on to the next point. What is the next difficulty that we are facing? Difficulty number two. Difficulty number two is that now what do we have to do? Because of this, we now have to use what? Electrolysis to break it down, isn't it? We have to use electrolysis. Now there are more difficulty for electrolysis also. So let's note down the difficulties for electrolysis. For electrolysis, it's having a bunch of difficulties. Let's note them one by one. So first difficulty, aluminium oxide is a bad conductor. Okay, यहीं पे काम तमाम हो गया पूरा electrolysis cannot be now conducted. Okay, so yeah, it will be conducted, but just now let's write it like this only. So Al2O3 is a bad conductor. Bad conductor means of heat and electricity both. Okay. Second point, melting point of Al2O3 is, melting point is what? 2050 degrees Celsius. Can you imagine from where will you bring this amount of heat? It will take a
So
hell
we
amount
will
of money,
put
yes or no?
cryolite.
It will take a hell of amount of energy as well. Yes, we'll put. Wait. So third difficulty now, MP, that is melting point of aluminium is what? Melting point of aluminium is 650 degrees Celsius. Understood. And this was the melting point of what? This was the melting point of aluminium. Alumina, okay, Al2O3 का melting point था ये. So now you can imagine it is present in the form of Al. So the melting point, if we'll melt it to get aluminium, then what will happen? Till we'll reach the melting point of Al2O3, the aluminium will evaporate, isn't it? Because aluminium has the melting point of what? 650. Will it be in existence till 2050 degrees Celsius? No, na? Is it understood? This point is clear to everybody?
So,
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, okay, again and again getting it placed. Just give me a minute, guys. Okay. So, let's move on to the next point. Hence, at 2050 degrees Celsius, aluminium may volatilize. That means evaporate. Okay. So, third difficulty is large amount of energy is required, isn't it? Large energy required. I'm just writing like this. You all write fair in a register, okay? So was use karenge. So to overcome these difficulties, we'll be using a mixture of some electrolyte. So let's write down the electrolyte we'll be using. So write it down. The electrolyte which we'll be using is, so the electrolyte we'll be using is what? We'll be using cryolite and fluorspar. Okay, so we'll be using, first of all, we have alumina. Okay, then we'll be using cryolite, and we also use fluorspar. Okay, so let's
NAF1.
yeah, so this is in 20%, this is 60%, and this is another 20%. So what is the ratio?
1:3:1,
yes.
right?
Yeah, so this is the ratio in which we'll be using them. So what do we do? Let's start. So the first step in this is that, yeah, the first step, we'll be powder coke. Okay, powder, yeah, so we'll use powdered coke. Okay, powdered coke is sprinkled over electrolyte. Okay, powdered coke is insoluble, it will form a layer. Okay, why is it used? To
prevent heat loss by
write that
radiation.
reason also. Yeah, to prevent heat loss by radiation. Very good, Anvisha. Yeah. So the next point, what we'll be doing is, second, we'll be using cryolite to lower the fusion temperature. Okay, so cryolite is used to
Lower the
fusion temperature. Lower the fusion temperature. Okay, what will be the temperature now?
900 degrees.
250 degrees Celsius. It was this high and it has reduced it to what? To 950 degrees Celsius. Can you imagine? It's so less now, right? And second point for
Yes,
this
sir.
is cryolite is used to lower the, and one more thing that cryolite is used for,
Two soluble.
increasing conductivity. It conducts electricity very nicely, because we all know that aluminum is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Yes or no? So it is a very good, excellent conductor. Third point, fluorspar acts as a solvent for electrolyte mixture and increases the conductivity. The same goes for fluorspar also. Okay. So fluorspar also increases conductivity. Understood? Now, degrees Celsius, and the voltage used is what? Voltage is 5 to 6 volts. Understood? Now, let's talk about the reactions that are happening. So, see, if you look at this setup now, so what is the setup all about? See, we are having, yeah, so see, in this, we are having cryolite, fluorspar, and aluminum, right? And we are having a powdered coke covering on the electrolyte, isn't it? Yes or no? Now see where the anodes and the cathode. The cathode is there in this outer layer. Now this outer layer is what? This is a carbon layer. Okay, this is a carbon layer, a full thick carbon layer. Okay, can you see how thick it is? Yes, can you see? So this thick carbon layer is actually the cathode. The negative terminal of the battery is connected to this carbon layer. Okay, next, where is the anode? The anode, the positive terminal is connected to this rod from which the graphites are hanging. Can you see the graphites which are hanging into the solution, into the
Yes.
electrolyte? Yes. So the anode is placed there, connected there. Okay. Next, we have this electrolyte inside. So let's color this. So we have the electrolyte inside, and we have a slope here. Can you see the slope? Yes, this slope is used. I'll tell you why. Okay, so what will happen? I'll tell you the whole reaction now. Okay, so let's write down the whole reaction. So now write down the whole reactions. So the first thing, at cathode, what will happen? First of all, you need to know that Al2O3 will be broken down into what? Al3 plus, yes or no?
2Al3
And
plus 3O2.
2 minus. Yes, now see, you can balance it on your own. Okay, so this is the
2Al3.
dissociation which is happening. Yeah, this is the dissociation which is happening. Now the positive one will go to the negative cathode, isn't it? So the carbon lining is the cathode. Cathode is what? Carbon lining. Yes, and what will be the reaction happening? The reaction will be Al3
Al
plus will
plus
do what? Will
electrons.
have
Plus
some
6 electrons
electrons
gives Al.
become,
Al.
yeah, it will to become a neutral atom. It will gain some electron. This, if this concept is not clear of yours, then you surely watch the videos of electrolysis. It will be very helpful to you all. Okay, now second, at anode,
At anode.
what will be happening at anode? What is the anode? First of all, anode is
Oxygen.
the graphite which is hanging. Yes or no? Yes, I am teaching now. So at anode, what will happen? The oxygen which is there will go
Minus the electron.
and get some electrons and lose some electrons in order to get neutral, and will
Oxygen.
form nascent oxygen. And this nascent oxygen
And
cannot
then
stay in this form,
oxygen.
so it will do what? It will combine with more oxygen, will
O
combine
plus
with
O
more
gives
oxygen,
O2.
that is O2.
Yeah.
And now we all know that graphite is made up of what? Graphite is made up of carbon. Yes or no? Now, when this CO2,
Yes.
when this oxygen will go to the graphite rods, that is the carbon rods, then what will happen? It will form carbon dioxide, and when it will form O2, it will form carbon dioxide, isn't it?
Yeah.
Plus C, so it will form what? It will form carbon dioxide, and then when it will become O2, it will form CO2. Okay. Now, so overall, what we are getting? Let's look at the diagram once again. At the anodes, we are getting CO2 gas. Yes, we are getting CO2 gas. And at the cathode, what we are getting? The aluminium which is there is
Aluminium.
getting deposited at the cathode, isn't it? Yeah. See, the aluminium is getting. Yes. Can you see? So now see, there is what? There is a hole here. Yes or no? The whole aluminium will go through this hole. That is why we have taken this slope here. So that whole aluminium can just slope down through this hole. Understood? Now, this was the extraction of aluminium. Now see, we have got this aluminium now. So this we are now successful in the process. We have got pure aluminium, yes or no? But this is not pure. This is 95 to 96% pure. Understood? To get 100% pure, 99% pure, we
We'll
have to
use food
refine it.
process.
Okay, have you heard the name of refined sugar? Yes, we will refine it. So let's look at this. So now let's just do quickly the refining of aluminium. It's not there in the syllabus, we all know, but no issues. Let's just do it. Okay. After 2021, the students who might be watching this video must find this helpful now. So let's start. So what do we do in the refining of aluminium? Actually, what do we do? This process has this electrolytic tank which has 3 layers. Can you see the 3 layers? This is one layer. Okay. Yeah. See, the first layer is this. Then we have the second layer of here. Yes, and then we have the fourth layer here, isn't it? Can you all see this? So these 3 layers are made up of different things. Let's note it down. So just erase it. Yeah. So see, what are the things which it consists of? First of all, this is having molten impure aluminium. The impure aluminium that we have got, that is 96 to 95% pure, which we have got just now. Is now see here the anode and cathode is very important. Okay, how we have arranged it, it's very important. Okay, so let's now see what is the arrangement of anode and cathode. So see, here is the anode. Okay, and here is what? The cathode. Okay, so we all know that aluminium is now like this. It's what? It's simply a neutral molecule, isn't it? It's just a neutral molecule now. So what will happen? Will it react? No, it will not. But it is lying on the anode only. Can you see? It's lying on the anode only like this. Yes. So this aluminium, the simple do what? It will lose electrons. Okay, leave plus. It is very complicated, but please try to understand. See, it's a very simple thing. It's at the anode, isn't it? It's at the anode. So let's move it to the anode only. Yeah. So as you can see that it's not written correctly. Here is the anode. So at anode, what we'll do? Al, which is there, the pure Al. Okay, the impure Al is at the anode. So anode is what? Positive. It wants electrons. It's positive. It is, very greedy to get electrons. So it will take away electrons from it. It's neutral. Then also it will take, and then electron ki kami ho gayi, so it has become positive now, isn't it? Yes, Al3 plus again it has become, now it has become positive. Now the positive moves towards the negative. So this positive will move towards the negative cathode, which is above. Can you see? It will move upward. So this will move upward now. And here what will happen? Al3 plus will do what? Will add some electrons to it and will become Al again. See, the same thing is happening, but now what is the twist is that this Al which is there is 100% pure. Understood? So this was all about this chapter, a very important chapter. And see, I'll tell you about the layers also. So the first layer was of molten aluminum, which is 96 to 95% pure. Then we were having the molten fluorides, the same one, okay. Beryllium fluoride, the cryolite and fluorspar we have used here, okay. We've also used okay, and we have used siderite also, okay. So then at the topmost, what is there? There is the cathode, and at the cathode, the aluminium, after having a positive charge, goes to the negative terminal at the cathode, and then it again gains some electron and again becomes neutral. Okay, and this is 100% pure. Understood? Please avoid these background things. Understood? So this was all about this chapter. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video, and share it amongst your ICSE friends. Please do that, guys.